with medical devices. On the side, I also am a business owner running my own service called Let's Connect. It's basically a providing service which helps people get jobs, resumes. So that's pretty much what I'm doing currently.
So you went to North Carolina A&T University. How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was a good experience. Networking with a lot of people, connecting with a lot of people, individuals. Really just doing my part to stay active in the community, stay active within any types of organizations on campus. I had a good friend. He told me, college is what you make it. So just being able to be a part of different organizations, committees that can really just help you network and get to where you want to go. But it was a great experience just meeting people, individuals, taking advantage of research projects, meeting with different.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Career Education Learning Center podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Rivers. I am thrilled and excited to have on our show today Harrison Rivers. Harrison is a biomedical engineer, project lead, and a budding entrepreneur specializing in resume writing. How are you doing today, Harrison?
I'm doing well, Mitchell. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Glad you came on the show. Thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Glad to have me.
Well, Harrison, let's get to know you a little bit more. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your journey to your current career path?
Yes. So I'm currently, my name is Harrison Rivers. I am 29 years old, currently residing in Charlotte, North Carolina. I actually had got my bachelor's degree in physics at North Carolina A&T State University. I currently work in the biomedical field, so the healthcare technology field. Working with medical devices. On the side, I also am a business owner running my own service called Let's Connect. It's basically a providing service which helps people get jobs, resumes. So that's pretty much what I'm doing currently.
So you went to North Carolina A&T University. How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was a good experience. Networking with a lot of people, connecting with a lot of people, individuals. Really just doing my part to stay active in the community, stay active within any types of organizations on campus. I had a good friend. He told me, college is what you make it. So just being able to be a part of different organizations, committees that can really just help you network and get to where you want to go. But it was a great experience just meeting people, individuals, taking advantage of research projects, meeting with different staff members that could just help me pave the path to be where I'm at now.
Well, that's great. Now, did you do an internship while you was at North Carolina A&T?
Yes, I did. So I worked at this internship at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. It was basically a materials research science engineering center. So it was basically like a 3-month internship where I worked with material science in Nebraska-Lincoln. It was cool because I actually got to meet a lot of individuals like myself that were engineers and being able to work with a lot of high-tech material science, electrical products, just being able to gain some experience. I think that's kind of cool, being able to not only just be a part of organizations and being a part of just the internship, but being able to actually give back as well. So I actually came back after that internship and gave a research presentation and a symposium to a group of representatives for funding and basically for being able to get my research published. So
wow, that is amazing, man. That is amazing. So I try to extend to our audience a lot of times and say to them, hey, look, especially college students, internships are important if you can get one, It helps you either know what you want to do or what you don't want to do, I had past guests where they went to an internship or they did a co-op and said, hey, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Then other ones went to an internship or co-op and say, hey, this is really what I want to be. Now let me get more into it. So with that experience for your internship, did that help you later on for your job you do now?
Oh, it actually did. It helped me get a lot of experience. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand how important it is to gain internship experience. Because when you get into the corporate world, a lot of these entry level jobs, they're looking for certain experiences and skills. So being able to have an internship come out of school helps you leverage the job market. It gives you an upper hand into the entry level roles. Like for instance, I had a couple friends that interned all throughout their college experience. By the time their senior year came around, they was able to get a job opportunity, offered a job, in their last semester of their senior year. So, I advise everybody to, take advantage of internships, get that experience. That way, when you come out of school, you already have, certain experiences lined up. You already have, you're able to network with certain companies. I think that's a good part about that as well. You never know when you go to like a career fair and you're meeting a recruiter or a hiring manager, and they can, by them seeing your experience and your character, they can help you land a job and land a career. And they can also put you in the hat to be able to refer you to other opportunities. So it's always good to intern and gain that experience.
I agree. Unfortunately, Harrison, I was not able to do an internship per se. I was in Desert Storm in 1991. And so I was mainly a parts supply clerk. So, but the only job I internship to get was at an auto parts store, maybe, AutoZone or O'Reilly or something like that. And it's not really what I wanted. I did it in the military, but I wanted to do something different. And so I had to go through different jobs in order to attain the job I finally got, like 5 to 7 years later in the banking and finance. I had to do retail management first and then get that management experience to get me into banking. And so that would help me. And that's why I stress here at the Career Education Learning Center about doing, internships and co-ops and get a part-time job and what you can do in order to know, well, this is the route I want to go or not the route I want to go. So you went the bioengineering medical route there, and you used the engineering major. How hard or what a task that was for anybody that wanted to major in engineering? What are some advice that you have about them going into the engineering field?
Yeah, my best advice is anybody wants to get into engineering, and it's not really where you start. It's kind of how you finish. Like for instance, I started off working at Porsche as a detailer, just washing cars and valeting cars. And really, I would say the biggest thing is just networking. I would say look into any types of programs that's available. I'm sure on Eventbrite, they have a list of career fairs going on. So you can just, if you're interested about engineering, definitely participate in any types of events going on in your local city. I also recommend being able to, I would say also being able to go to different programs, as far as, programs is very important. If you're a recent graduate or you're still in college, take advantage of those programs. Look into different types of YouTube videos that can kind of give you an idea of what type of engineer that you want to be. A lot of times, doing your research, doing the legwork, just, go on to YouTube, being able to just being able to reach out to maybe colleagues or friends that are engineering. And if you know anybody in engineering, I advise to look into just certifications or licenses. A lot of times, people come out of school with a associate degree, or they'll have like a high school diploma even. But they take advantage of certain licenses and certifications that can help them get in as well. And those programs may be offered to 2 or 3 months, or a couple months to basically a year. So that's my best advice.
You said something that's very touching as far as here at the Career Education Learning Center, is that I try to stress the importance of certification licenses across the board, no matter what you go into, nursing, pharmacy school, whatever, or if you want to go straight into, like, you want to be a real estate agent, you want to be a broker, a life insurance agent, and etc. So whatever you want to go into, you got to have those certifications and licenses. You don't have to have a degree, but you have to have that certification a lot of times. And so that certification would be just as important as the degree is, because in order for you to sell real estate, you can have your degree, but you have to have a real estate license. In order for me to sell life insurance, I had to have a life insurance license, not just a degree. And so that's why I think it's very important for students and my audience to know that, hey, if you want to change careers, look at getting those certifications or licenses that will help you get that job you really want. Or do like you do, which we're going to talk to in a little bit, about entrepreneurship. So that's another thing you seem to be grasping at, entrepreneurship. And I stress that also, learn what you got to learn on the job, which I call an advanced internship, and then go ahead and turn that to an entrepreneurship. So it's probably much easier if you're in a specialized field like heating, electrician, welding, any type of job that's especially like plumbing, something that you have to be an apprenticeship in, and then you get your own company. But I see you went a different route. And one of the reasons I wanted you on here, Harrison, was talk about resume writing. And I see you started your own resume writing company. Tell us some of the mistakes that you think when you see a resume that most resume writings make when they put in the resume, or a lot of students. Or even I made mistakes because you helped me out. That's one of the reasons I have you on my show. I made a mistake on my resume. So what are some of the things that you see when you see a resume? What are some of the key mistakes that you see that applicants have?
Yes. I feel like a lot of it starts off with, as a resume writer in my years of writing over 3+ years, as well as being a former recruiter and account manager. I've noticed that a lot of times people don't have resumes that's geared towards the intended job posting or job role that they're applying for. But then a lot of people, even me, I did not know till I got out of school about the importance of being able to tailor your resume to a job posting, and making sure that you're even in the top 80 to 90% of each match. And that's a key gem right there. A lot of people don't know this, but you have to be in the top 80% to even get looked at by a recruiter for it to go through the applicant tracking system. So I would advise people to kind of have an idea of what role, what space you want to get into, and be able to funnel that resume to that role. And that's what I provide here at my company at Let's Connect. I provide people with opportunity to be able to take their resume, be able to tailor it to any job posting of their choice. That way they're the best match for that position. In addition, I also would say people need to know what type of industries they want to get into. What's their niche? Everybody has a set niche that they're looking for.
Yes.
So know what niche you want to get into. For example, if you want to be a software engineer, there are a lot of jobs that are software engineering jobs. So you have to make sure you're always looking into doing your research to find out what types of skills you need for those roles. Like there's certain skills like SQL, certain softwares like Python, like Tableau, like MATLAB. These are just some off the top of my head, but people have to look into what type of skills that you need to be able to get into those industries. A lot of job postings will, their requirements and their qualifications and their must-haves. Yes. They have those requirements that let you know what type of skills you need to do. Even me as a recent graduate, when I first came out of school, I was just looking to the certain skills they had that was offered. If I didn't know anything, like, okay, this job says they need a Python, somebody that's well equipped with Python, or somebody that has experience working with Tableau, I'd go on YouTube, or I'd look into like online learning programs which should offer those skills. I took a class, I learned those, and I'd be able to, once I got the efficiency of that, I'd put it on my resume, and then I tell the recruiter, or the hiring manager what I know about that skill. So I think that's a good leverage to have, and just having grammatical error, spelling. Make sure that you're highlighting all your key points in the resume. Make sure you're having everything is structured in a good order. Some resumes are 1 page, 2 or 3, but being able to understand the structure of your resume is very important as well. And being able to have a organized template which can help define who you are on paper. So that's I would say that.
I think that goes back to what you said earlier, Harrison, that we both discussed, was about certifications and licenses and the class that you have. And so if you need that particular skill, you'll get that certification or take that class the way you can show that you've been in that class to learn that skill. And now you make you more of a viable applicant once a hiring recruiter sees that. That is excellent. And I love that.
Absolutely. And I also want to add this too. So it is also important to, anybody that wants to get into another role to also look into like startup companies. There are a lot of startup companies that are looking for entry level, recent grads, apprenticeships, like you said, those programs, externships, startup companies, even contract positions can offer you the experience that you need to help you get where you want to go as well.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I would tell people also is that contracting also can help you out, in addition to that. Because if you can't get what I call full-time or permanent job, go into contracting. And that helps you and the employer know that is that the job you really want, or is it not the job you want, or is it a fit for that particular employee? But at least you can get those skills at that job, apply for a similar job at another company that may be more to your, as far as your surroundings or what you're looking for, and have more career opportunities than the company you're at now. So if you're at a company and you're working, then they don't have that many opportunities to move up. Then you can take those same skills to another company, or take those same skills and become an entrepreneur yourself. And that way you got, like I said before, that free advanced internship. And now you're able to take those skills that you learned for free and got paid for and make them to what you want to do and what you want to be as far as your career is concerned. And so I think what you said is very good. So one thing about resume writing I'm getting from you is that we need a resume write to that particular job, right? It's good to have an overall resume, but sometimes I need that resume to specifically for that job. Is that what you're saying also I need to do?
Yes. So I agree. Because what I've come to find out from a lot of clients is they go on certain, websites to do resumes, to get a resume done, but those are just standardized resumes. But those resumes aren't tailored to any specific role. So a lot of people will take a regular resume and apply to 50 plus jobs, but never get no calls. But the biggest thing is knowing the importance of having a tailored resume with the keywords that match the job posting that you're applying for. Because every role that you apply to, every job posting that you apply to is not going to be the same skills, and you may not be in the best match. Like one role, you may be in the top 90. Another role, you may be in the top 70%. Another is the top 60%. So it's important to know how your resume is best matched to the job postings that you're applying for. That way you make sure you're in the top 80% or better. And when it goes to the applicant tracking system, the algorithm, be able to pull up your resume and give you a call based off your experience and your skills.
Now, there's certain words that the algorithm looked up for. Like, I've heard it before with other people saying, well, the algorithm looked at certain words or keywords that will make you a better candidate. Is that true? Is that how some companies work?
That is very true. Even me as a recruiter, I had to learn to pull up when I was recruiting for clients and candidates, and we had to create Boolean searches, which are basically layers and layers of keywords and or statements that would actually pull up a job posting, put up resumes that pertain to that role. And a lot of times keywords will show up even in the applicant tracking system database for recruiters to see how many keywords match the role. So, having that experience, within being a former recruiter as well as an account manager and being able to apply that to now being a certified resume writer and a certified career coach, I tell all my clients about the importance of being able to know the job posting, be able to know your niche, know what type of skills is tailored for that role. That way, when you apply, you can highlight your best skills. And it's important to show, layers and layers of leadership as well within your resume. Because a lot of companies want to see that. The people that want to make the six figures, they want to make the 100 to 120, 150K. Because I'll be real, we all want to have that, income.
Yes.
Take trips, travel, be able to provide for our families, be able to just have source of income to put into even a side hustle or side business or even a business. So it's important to know your worth as well as know the certain requirements and be able to know what types of experiences you need for that to make sure you're the top, and know how to negotiate pay rates, how to brand yourself, how to showcase your leadership within roles, because people want to see leadership in those high six-figure roles.
Yeah, of course, they certainly do. And sometimes, a lot of times, especially if you come out of college, no matter if it's 2-year degree, 4-year degree, even military, right? And where a lot of times in military, you did have the leadership role, but they want to see, can you transfer that leadership role from the military to civilian world? And that's one thing that, unfortunately, when you come out of college, man, it's rough. Because like you said, they want to see the experience. That's why internships and courses are very important. And Absolutely. If you're able to internship within that company, and then they come like someone, they may hire you, and that's great. So
And
one
then
thing I want to ask you, Harrison, is that the resume is what I was talking to before with my friends and family when I was going for jobs, is that resume gets you into the interview, but the interview gets you the job. Would you say that's how it works usually?
Yes, I would say the interview can. A lot of times being referred to. Say for instance, if you know like if you go to like a career fair and you network with say like a hiring manager or a recruiter, and you have those certain skills, being personable, being memorable, being relatable. A lot of companies will see that. They'll notice that, hey, this person is, not only does he look good on paper, but he looks good in person. A lot of people want to see those personable skills. They want to see that you're, not only are you just a resume, a face to the resume, but you're the type of person that has a good social background as well. If it comes down to events or being able to be involved in programs, people want to see that personable skills as well. So it's always important to showcase that when you're meeting with different recruiters, hiring managers, you're on certain calls so that people can see that for themselves. And on interviews, you basically just want to make sure that you're highlighting what's knowing what the role is looking for, knowing what keywords the hiring managers want to hear. So that, when you're on the call, the recruiters can say, oh, they hear SQL, they hear Tableau, they hear Maxwell, they hear microstations. They want to hear certain keywords. And then they want to also say, hey, is this somebody that, I can work with? Is this somebody that can be a good team player? Is this somebody that can become a great leader? And, a lot of companies want to see that, having those relatable, personable, and memorable skills and sociable skills as well.
I agree. I totally agree with that. And so why should people use a resume writer professional like yourself rather than try to do it themselves? Let me say this. What is the advantage of using someone like you rather than trying to do it themselves?
I would say the advantage of using my company here at Let's Connect. So I actually will take your resume, revamp it, create a whole new structure for your resume. But what I also then do is make sure that your resume is in the top 80% best match for the job posting that you're applying to. A lot of people, they'll apply to jobs, but they don't even go back in, retail the keywords. They don't even know what types of keywords you need for a role. I have the knowledge to where I've been working in this industry for so long. I can look at a job posting and tell you what type of keywords they already want, what type of keywords the hiring manager wants to hear, and then I can be able to utilize those skills and put on your resume. That way it goes through the applicant tracking system and you're able to get a best call from either a recruiter or hiring manager. And not only that, I tell all my clients, I work with you through the process. If you need an interview prep, if you want me to help you how to brand yourself, how to even negotiate best offers. A lot of us will take anything, but we don't know our worth. So I provide that opportunity as well for my clients. So it's I create more of an experience for my clients to whereas, they can feel comfortable coming to me, asking me questions, feel comfortable, hey, understanding the market, the industry, being able to identify certain roles. And that we have those conversations. We have, coming from people that have CEO, director, VP experiences down to people that have worked janitorial, tech roles, so it's a blessing to be able to know that I can provide a service which can help people to be able to get to the opportunity that they want. And I think people thrive on living the lifestyle that they want for themselves, creating an opportunity for themselves.
Well, that is fantastic, Harrison, because I also use your services. And so my family uses your services and we got great results. And that's one of the reasons I had joined is that I'm not only going from a non-personal view as far as you being a recruiter / resume writer, but also you helped me and a couple of my members of my family also get jobs. So we want to thank you for that. So what if people or the audience want to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you? And I also had the information, ladies and gentlemen, on our website and when I link on LinkedIn also.
Yes, so they can feel free to reach out to me. So my website is www.letsconnectcareers.com. I can put this in the chat over here so that everybody can see it. You can also follow me on IG as well, Instagram. For anybody that's listening and wants to reach out. Okay.
And if they don't see the information now, Harrison, like I said before, we'll definitely have the information on the website with our podcast interview. And I also will have it on LinkedIn and other social media platforms that we have it. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have different flyers. I have different links. Just feel free to anybody that's interested and is looking for another opportunity or just to be able to help, get an idea of what type of path they're looking for. Feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to assist anybody.
So you are on LinkedIn, correct?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. Yes,
Facebook, and what other platforms you are? You're on LinkedIn, Facebook, and other social platforms,
yes.
and they can also reach you in that way.
Absolutely. So LinkedIn and Facebook is the same. Harrison Rivers. It's my first and last name.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, I was real happy when I was able to receive from Harrison the okay to go ahead and be on our podcast today. And one thing the Career Case and Learning Center we want to do, we want to have you not only get that career, but how you get that career started, whether it's entry level or whether it's professional level. And how you do that is one way is by resume and recruiting and being recruited and going to the interview, right? Go to Absolutely. Career Fast, go to get your certifications, talk to your academic advisors, talk to your career services at your colleges. Talk to, they even have career services I know here in Charlotte. They have some that you can go to for free. Community colleges and technical schools has a lot of free sessions on resume writing and on recruiting or being interviews. But a professional like Harrison can really pinpoint what you need to do, and he's done it many times over. And like I said before, he helped me and my family. Thank you so much, Harrison, for coming on our show today. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Mitchell Rivers, for having me. It's been a pleasure. Anybody, feel free to reach out, and we can go ahead and get you started. Let's connect.
All right, let's connect, ladies and gentlemen. Let's connect. And I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners for joining me, Mitchell Rivers, on the Career Education Learning Center podcast, where we're making your career dreams a reality. God bless.